This wireless gaming headset I'm going to show you here today might be the most feature-packed gaming headset I have ever tested. And that is the JBL Quantum 910Ps. And in your box, you're going to get your headset, of course. You get your detachable USB-C to USB-A. Now, they also state that you get an adapter, an A to C, which I can't seem to find. Maybe I misplaced it. I don't know. But they do state you get one of those as well. You get your detachable 3.5 to 3.5 here with inline controls, your USB wireless dongle, your calibration microphone, which we'll talk more about in the sound, and then, of course, all your paperwork. Hold up. You know what I forgot to mention comes in our box? This little JBL Quantum baggie right here. I'm noticing this in a lot of gaming headsets. They all come with a little carrier, a little storage bag. Does anyone actually use these? Please let me know down in the comments, because I honestly never do. Now, of course, with any Techne headset video, you know we have to start with the comfort, because that is number one. And as you are seeing here, this headset has full swivel, all the way flat here, and that slight kick forward. Your ear cups go in and out as well. As far as adjustment, it clicky right on the side right there. Now, I know this is kind of into the build, but you can see this is plastic here, and it does slide fairly easy. As it's not slipping and sliding, but again, you will catch yourself having to do micro adjustments mid-session. And as far as these ear pads, they are plenty big, plenty wide, and plenty deep. Hopefully you guys can see that in the camera, and they are plenty plush. If you see right there, very nice and plush, but also what you're seeing is they are fully pleather, outside, top, and inside. So yes, you will have some spicy ears, but again, you're not going to have any issues with your ears touching the drivers. Again, pinching there. These are very nice big ear pads, which you can pop off, and they are extremely hard to pop off. I feel like I'm going to break it every single time I do it. As you see, it clips in right to those notches right there. Bam, and here is your pad. Now you can see there's that slight little screen right there, which I honestly like, because a lot of headsets, they'll put a piece of foam right there, which will honestly muffle the sound a little bit. This will let all the sound breathe through. One side note that you can see, looking at the driver in there, you see that foam going around the side right there. Nice, big, thick piece of foam. Also on your ear pad right around here. What that's going to do is whenever this is on there, it prevents any of that mild vibration going from driver into the bracket of the ear pad. Really nice to see little touches like that. And as far as the headband up here, very nice and plush all the way around the headband. When you come over here to the side, the first inch or so, maybe 2 inches, it is not as deep because you got some of that extra plastic going in there. When you come up to the very top, you can see it sinks in a whole lot more. You can probably catch it right there. Bam, sinks in over here on the side. It kind of stops right there. But you still got plenty of padding. You never really feel this kind of hurting or pinching on the top of your head. And as far as weight of the headset, it is a little bit loftier, coming in at 426 grams. So there's a few things you might be kind of about with this headset. Number one being the fully pleather ear pads, the loftier weight. Again, that goes into play with all the features and functions we're going to talk about here. But when you take this headset and put it on your head, I think it's going to fit many head shapes, by the way, because you can see it can expand. And look at all that extra room I got right there. I actually got to reduce it. And whenever I put it on, you got the swivel right here. I'm not getting pinched. I'm not getting any pressure anywhere. Not even on top of my bald head right there. It's really, really nice and comfortable. I think it adjusts for any type of head shape there, or again, if you have more hair than me. Now, the one thing you will notice again is with those ear pads being fully pleather, yes, your ears will get mighty spicy in these over long sessions. So going right along with the comfort there, sliding into build, this headset is completely plastic, but as you see with me twisting it up right here, I'm not really getting worried because it feels premium. It really does, you know what I mean? And I think that's how they got to, you know, they had to keep it plastic. Again, that weight's already higher right there. If they put metal components on it, it's going to be even heavier. But again, your ear pads plastic, your forks are plastic, the brackets the forks are going into are plastic, your headband adjustment's plastic, and up here is plastic. But again, it does feel like a solid plastic. And again, with all the adjustments right here, I don't catch myself being worried. It's probably just in my consumer mind, right? Like, yo, this is a top dollar headset. It's all plastic. I just want to take it a little easy with it and be gentle. I mean, heck, you should be gentle with all your products anyways. You don't want to just chunk them across the room, right? So now I want to talk about features and functions. You're probably going to get a little bit confused, as well as myself. I'm going to have to use a little prop here to help us out. We got a lot to talk about here, okay? Back bottom of the right ear cup here, you have your power button and Bluetooth. Flick up once for power, hold it up to sync to Bluetooth. Now, I really like this because Not sure if you guys can hear that, but it's actually a nice clicky button. Not like a lot of these headsets these days where you got to hold down a stinking button to power on for 3 seconds or whatever. Nice clicky tactile button. Love it. Right down here, you have your spatial sound and head tracking button, which we are going to talk about in the sound a little bit more. Coming over to the back left ear cup here. Let me see. I got to get all the way to the top up here. You have your noise canceling button over here, and then also your mic monitoring or talk through as they call it. Over here, you have your game to chat with a nice tactile step right in the middle. You kind of feel it right there. Really nice. Bottoms out at the highest, tops down at the lowest. Same with your volume wheel. Tops out at the highest, bottoms down at the lowest. Now, you do not have a tactile step in the middle of the volume wheel like you do in your chat to game dial. Right down here, you have your mic mute button and also your RGB control. Let me go and show you that while we're firing this up. I'll go ahead and turn it on. As you see, you got that light right there to let you know it's on. Right here, we're going to hit our mic mute button, which we'll do this in a mic test. You can see you got that little red thing up there to let you know when it's muted or not. Now let's hold this button down for, I believe it's 3 seconds, and our RGB will fire up. Now I got these lights on here. So there we go. We have the main lights off. Now I still got a couple lights on, but you can kind of see and get a vibe of the RGB right here. I got mine set on solid red, but you can dive into software and really customize this RGB up how you want, like the logo and everything like that. All sorts of customization right here. Me personally, I always leave the RGB off just to get a little bit of extra battery life out of it. Now, right below our mic mute in that RGB button, you have your 3.5 port, your USB-C port, and then your flip down to active, flip up to mute mic. As you hear, you got the little tactile step in there. And it does include this little wind filter that you can pop off right there. Now, as far as the battery life of this headset, JBL's got it all over the place because, again, this headset's packing so many features and functions and so many different ways to use it. Bluetooth, RGB on, active noise cancellation, so on and so forth. And they're stating like up with Bluetooth, you can get up to 45 with using it regular without the RGB on and with active noise cancellation off. Standard use, which is how I used it, right around 39 hours. Like I say with all wireless products, guys, just plug them in overnight and you're good to go. But again, I think at 39 hours of core use right here, I think it's going to cover just about all of us for our sessions. Plug it in every other day if you need to. But talking about the features and functions on this headset, again, looking at the RGB, the active noise cancellation, it is packing so stinking much. Now, is it done right? Some could think, okay, it's a little overboard, it's a little excessive, you got so much going on there. Talking about the active noise cancellation, for example, it's not the best active noise cancellation I have ever used. It almost just cleans up that sound. Like, I have an 8-year-old son and, he's playing at night. I'm over here gaming. His room's right across from me. So there's a lot of noise going on. Whenever I hit the active noise cancellation button, it kind of just cleaned it up. I can still hear what was going on. I could hear them perfectly fine. So again, it's not the best active noise cancellation, but again, it just cleans it up, kind of removes a lot of that muffled and dirty sound out of there. So I don't know if that should even be a selling point, Now, as far as using the mic mute switch, I love it. You can press it right here. Hold on. That was a noise cancellation button. Let me find a mute switch. Where's the mic mute? Right down here. You see the little light turn red? That is something I absolutely love on headsets. Again, have that notification in front of you. Now, the weird thing is whenever you press that mic mute switch, you don't get a tone in the headset. That's kind of weird. You get a tone for everything else besides the mic mute. I really wish you got that. Now, you can flip it up as well to mute. And the tone you get in your headset is that little clicky notch. It's really weird. You get tones for everything else besides the mic mute, which is one that I really think should be in there as far as just a reassurance that, hey, that mic is muted. I know you're getting bored about me talking about features and functions, but I wanted to run this microphone plugged in 3.5 here and just plug and play. By the way, my microphone test, just like in every video, I don't tweak with the microphone. It's just plugged in, and that's exactly what you hear. And I got minimal sound dampening in here just to give you, again, that real user's vibe and user's setup right there. Nothing crazy like a crazy studio or anything. We're straight plugged and played. I can tell you when I listened to the mic test just now via the wireless dongle, it almost sounded walkie-talkie-ish, slightly staticky out there, nothing amazing. And I can tell you now, plugged in 3.5, just looking at the graph here, it's picking up a lot more than when it was by the dongle. So I'm not sure if it's going to be louder, more staticky. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and listen to it before I actually process it right there. But I want to let you guys know that we are running straight plug and play as far as wireless or 3.5 when you're listening to these microphones. No fancy Hollywood in the background. So listening to both of those microphone playbacks, in my opinion, I felt like the 3.5 sounded a little bit better than the USB version. Felt like the USB version was trying to block out a little too much, give it a little bit of staticky, kind of giving it a false sound, when a 3.5 to me at least sounded more true and more natural. That was just my take on it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Now let's go and talk about the sound on a JBL Quantum 910Ps here. And as you see, we got multiple devices out here because we got a lot to talk about with the sound as well. But at the core of the headset, 50mm drivers with a frequency range of 20 to 40,000. And a cool little side note, speaking about the drivers, not sure if you caught it earlier when I had the pad off, but take a look at that angle that it's shooting at right there. You can kind of see it right there. If I pull the headset over this way, you can see it's a little bit higher here, a little shorter there, because the driver is angled, shooting that sound a little more into your ear. Again, really nice little touches JBL's doing right here. Again, that's going to direct that sound a little bit closer to your ear rather than just shooting straight at, you know, all your ear cartilage and everything right there bouncing off. So as you're seeing something small like that with the drivers, a little angle, little things I'm pointing out here, right? There's even more that goes into it. Again, we got the active noise cancellation on this headset. You got the Bluetooth, which is Bluetooth 5.2, which yes, it is simultaneous. Thank goodness, so you can play your game and listen to music at the same time, which is very beneficial for me. I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 with the whole sim setup right there. Really nice to have my own jams playing in the background mid-race. But let's go on and kick it off with the core sound of this, and we'll talk about the Bluetooth and active noise cancellation and all that stuff. Again, with those 50mm drivers, I'm playing on PlayStation 5, again, Gran Turismo and such. I even tested on Xbox going 3.5, Harry Potter, and a mix of other games in there, Tony Hawk and stuff like that, right? But of course, my primary time is over on the PC, playing a lot of Destiny, Call of Duty, and such. So we got a variety of stuff, and I listen to a lot of music. I always listen to tons of music, right? And the experience I got with this headset across every platform and every game was pretty much the exact same, right? It was very detailed. You got every different sound. You're hearing raindrops, you're hearing dialogue, you're getting immersion, right? You're getting all that. It was separate. It wasn't staticky. It wasn't like bass heavy. I felt myself having to go into the JBL software and kind of pull out of EQ a little bit. I prefer a little bit more bass, not rumbly or dirty bass. You know, I just prefer a little bit of bass. So I caught myself in there dabbling some EQs. You got some presets as well. But again, that's going to be personal preference, right? That's what I wanted. And talking about wanting to pull out a little bit more bass with this headset, again, even though we're getting all that detail, I don't want you to mix this up, right? So I got to it's going to be hard for me to word it, right? Y'all know I don't script. Talking about still getting that detail, and again, the immersion, and you got all the sounds you wanted, I didn't get enough of it. Okay, hold up, okay? I'm not saying it wasn't detailed, because it was. We get that with JBL products. But I felt like maybe I just wanted more volume. I wanted a little bit more punch. I wanted to smack in the face with the sound. That's what I'm used to, coming from Odyssey or using, you know, an audiophile type of setup with a DAC amp and fancy headphones and so on and so forth. You know, but even talking like SteelSeries and stuff, I'm just used to that impactful where I kind of got to crank the volume down a pinch. I felt like I was always maxed out with this. And I felt like it was holding a lot of that detail and that fun sound it had. I felt like it was holding it back a little bit. Yes, I did go into Windows settings, adjust my volume there, adjust the volume here, same on PlayStation 5. I adjusted my volume into PlayStation 5 and on the headset just to make sure that's clear there. But I felt like it was just, again, it was just held back by that lack of volume. I don't know, maybe my ears are just going bad. But even other than the core sound of this headset, there's so much more into it. Talking about that spatial sound, which you can press right on a button right there. You got spatial, and then you can go into head tracking, which the head tracking is super cool. Like you turn left, bam, it's coming over here. You turn right, it's coming over there. Are many of us going to be able to utilize that? Me, I'm sitting on a, I think I got a 55 or 65 inch TV, or I'm sitting at a monitor. Even with a bigger TV like that, I don't catch myself really panning the screen much. I feel like I got to be at like a movie theater screen to truly be panning it and get advantage of that, So that's cool, that's fun. I don't think it's something we're all going to use quite often. Now, talking about the spatial sound, that's where you can calibrate it with this deal right here. Put it in there, go into software, hit calibrate. For me, I don't know why, but it would never register this microphone. I tried tens and 20 times and it would just never work for me. So I don't know if the calibrations make much difference, but spatial sound in general, it's like a 7.1 sound. And you all know that's not something I'm fond of. You got Turtle Beach with their superhuman hearing and such, you know. It's nothing that I'm really excited. I have been enjoying Dolby Atmos quite a bit lately, believe it or not, because it's not a real fake sound tweak. And I felt like with spatial sound, it was slightly fake in a lot of games. The only game I really enjoyed with spatial sound was the Dakar racing, where you get your motorcycle in dirt cars and stuff like that. That was pretty fun because it kind of opened up that big environment you're in. I thought it would have been cool in Gran Turismo 7 when I was playing as well. Like, this might be pretty fun, but it really wasn't. It kind of like dumbed down the engine sound and made it really low, on top of it already being slightly low, you know. And that's going to change per view you're in a car in a racing game. But every view I tried out, it was like that. You may be thinking, hey, is that spatial sound going to be beneficial in an FPS game? No, in my opinion, no, not at all. Again, you kind of want to pull out an EQ more than have something fake like that, where it's just going to bring out all those extra, you know, open up and kind of make it sound like you're in like a bathroom on a phone call or something like that. You know, that's a little exaggeration, but again, that's the vibe I got with it right there. Now going into the Bluetooth, again, it is simultaneous, which was fantastic. I love it. We see a lot of headsets nowadays being able to switch one to the other to, I guess, reduce cost. I don't know. But with this being simultaneous was absolutely fantastic with me playing Gran Turismo. And it's really nice. Your Bluetooth volume is controlled on your device and then your game volume's over here. But what I caught myself doing is with the game to chat dial, I would adjust that a little bit right there. If I wanted to just bring down my game a little bit, right? And then it's going to just boost up the Bluetooth, give the Bluetooth a little bit more priority, even though it's going to the chat, if that makes sense. So again, I was able to utilize that, even though it's not a feature that it's really built for. That was pretty cool, and I love the simultaneous. Now, running 3.5 with this headset, which I tested on the Xbox Series X, you don't need to power it on, which is really cool. So again, if you're out and you run out of juice or whatever, or if you're running with a 3.5 device, again, you got constant, you know, you just plug and play, and you got controls on it right here with your mic mute and then your volume. So really nice to have that there. Now, again, you don't get to take advantage of any of the cool active noise cancellation or spatial or anything like that, you know. Actually, if you power it on with 3.5, when you press the buttons, you get like a little tone, kind of like, nope, this ain't gonna work. Nope, that's not gonna work. But again, I personally prefer it to be that way, where you got your wireless headset and then you got your 3.5, which is a true 3.5 headset. We've seen headsets before where you have to have them powered on to run 3.5, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. So as far as the sound of the JBL Quantum 910s, it puts me in a really hard spot, right? Because I never wanted to take them off. I'm never like, this sounds bad, or geez, this is horrible. I just caught myself saying a lot like, well, let me double check my settings again to make sure I got everything cranked up. Let me find that knob back there, make sure I got them both cranked up. Me personally, I wanted more volume out of this, you know what I mean? And again, I test a lot of headsets, and this comes around quite a bit with PlayStation products, you know what I mean? I haven't tested the Xbox version of this yet. If you have, let me know down in the comments. And that's kind of my theory right here. Again, I'm not sure because I haven't tested it yet, but I just wish there was a little bit extra. Give me like 3 to 4 extra clicks of volume, and I feel like we would have just been perfect. It would have been really able to pull that stuff out there. But if you have sensitive hearing, that could be a complete wash for you. Maybe it doesn't matter for you at all. I just like my ears to bleed. Now, the JBL Quantum 910Ps are coming in at $300. That's top of the line right there, right? That's some of our higher end headsets, the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pros, the Odyssey Maxwells and stuff. Is this headset justifying that $300 right there? You can pick it apart from the build to the sound. Does it need more? A lot of that's personal preference right there. But the biggest thing that I can't sit here and say, yeah, you need this headset, you know what I mean? Again, it's feature packed. It's stinking awesome. That's phenomenal, right? But you have to justify the features before anything. That's what's going to justify. And that's pretty much with a lot of headsets, right? What are you going to justify? The build? The comfort, the features, the controls, you got to justify it. But this one really screams that, because you're paying for a lot of features right here at the core. That's what you're paying for, you know what I mean? Can you justify, will you utilize those features? And that's what's going to justify the price tag. So anyways, thank you so much for stopping by and watching my review on this extremely feature-packed headset from JBL. Let me know know what you think about it down in the comments. Do you think it justifies, or are you just like, okay, you're getting a little overboard here, you know what I mean? I really want to hear from you guys. But again, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. Hope I helped you out. If I was, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye now.